Alright, I decided to watch the Enchanting Music of Sign Language, just because, I've already, uh, well, I can't really think of a reason, to be honest. It just, I love music, I love singing, playing whatever instrument I can. I can really only play one. Uh, I, and I've been taught, for as long as I've been learning sign language, that sign language is it's not only a language, but it's also a sort of art form, just like music is a sort of art form. Sign language and music are comparable in some ways. Um, but yeah, I guess that would be a reason that I decided to watch this one. But some stuff that I got from it is in deaf culture, movement is equivalent to sound. Um, I never even that never even crossed my mind. I not something I thought about, just like a lot of the stuff that I've been learning in this class. Um, movement is equivalent to sound, and when she drew the staffs, first of all, she only drew 4 lines on the staff because that's how she signs it, because she said this was uncomfortable to her, so she just does her 4 fingers for staff, and that's why, because it translated from her 4 fingers signing it to just writing 4 lines on the staff. But when she moved the staff, when she wrote the staff rather, uh, she didn't even add any notes to it. And then she explains that movement is the equivalent to sound. It has sound on it because of all the little bumps and wiggles and curves from the pencil drawn on it. Drawing the staff, rather, I guess I should say. But I, I just thought that was pretty interesting, seeing just different things like that. Uh, I never even, like I said, I never even thought of movement being equivalent to sound in sign language. Well, to deaf people. In deaf culture is what she said. But I never crossed my mind. I'm moving on because I'm repeating myself over and over again. Uh, she said it's as if her voice isn't important. Like she said, well, something like this. I'm going to paraphrase because I can't exactly remember. Uh, it because she can't use her actual voice, it's as if she doesn't have a voice at all. Just period. If she can't speak vocally, therefore anything she has to say doesn't matter. Just throw it under the rug, pretty much. Um, and I continued writing, and she needs interpreters to be relevant, almost. Uh, she was saying whenever she goes to all these different places, she uses interpreters, and with their voice, she gains a voice. Uh, because this way it's actually being said vocally, and more hearing people will be, I guess, accepting of that. For lack of a better term, I will stick with what I said. Um, but it's just interesting to see that some people think like that. Since she can't speak, it doesn't matter what she says. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. And then she said, music and sign language (ASL) can't be fully expressed on paper. This instantly made me think of the Stokey system, the move and hold system. You can't fully express how they are on paper, just like with music and like sheet music, because you can only write down. You can't get. You, you can't write down how the orchestra will sound. You can, I guess, give it a basic, but just writing down, looking at all the sheet music, you can't fully understand. You can't hear the orchestra. You can't, with the move and hold and the Stokey system, you can't see the sign. You know what it is. For music, you know how it should sound, and for sign language, you know what the word is, what the sign is. But you can't, for music, you can't hear it. It's not there. You literally just wrote it down on a piece of paper, And for sign language, you can't see it. You know what the word is, you know what they're saying, but you cannot see the sign and anything pertaining to that. Then a slight change can throw everything off when you're writing it, I believe is what I meant. You can't... What was I saying? I don't know. A slight change can throw everything off. If you are even a little bit wrong, like, let's say for music, you're supposed to have a quarter note right here, but instead you have a half note. That was a full note. You're supposed to have a quarter note, but you have a half note instead. That would throw everything off. And for the Stokoe system, you're supposed to have this symbol here, but instead you have this symbol. That's going to change the entire sign. Like, I know there was a B symbol and then a B with lines above it. I forget what either one of them mean. But a slight change like that can throw the entire meaning off. It can just askew it to the point where you can't even understand what it is. And it just doesn't sound or look right or good even. And then lastly, slight differences in each of the primes. Hand shape, orientation, movement, and location completely change the sign and meaning of the sentence. Like the examples, not expressions, that she gave was falling in love in like international sign language. Then, excuse me. Then I forget the second one. I forget the culturalization. No, I forget the word, the meaning for the second sign. But then she used enlightenment. Like, it's pretty much, like, it's almost the same, but they're completely different. Just slight hands. This enlightenment is just one hand, but the falling in love sign is two. You got the second one down by your belly, your chest, wherever. But it's seeing just those different. What am I trying to say here? It's amazing, honestly, what very little differences in signs in each of the primes can make. Like, if you're supposed to have an A hand shape, but you accidentally have an S, or vice versa, that could potentially change the entire sign. But that's just what I got from the TED Talk. I kept on blabbering and forgetting what I was saying, so this discussion is long like the last one. Not near as long, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get off before I reach the 8-minute mark.